Hi, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Isaac and this is Philosophy TV. At this channel, we look to answer some of the big questions of life. Where do we come from? Where are we going? What's the meaning of life? And we air this program every Sunday, and our intention is to give comfort to some of these questions and just shed light on it overall. So in this first episode, we're going to start at the beginning of philosophy. So let's start with philosophy. What is philosophy? Philosophy is asking questions, basically. It was the first science. It all started with philosophy because philosophy is asking questions. Aristotle started philosophy, and one of the big questions he asked was, what is the purpose of life? And it actually all started with asking questions, because if you think about it, someone had to start somewhere, and it started with philosophy. Philosophy comes from two words: philo, meaning the love of, and Sophia, meaning wisdom. So philosophy means literally the love of wisdom. So I really believe that philosophy can answer a lot of our questions, and it really is the right way to go about it. For example, we have to be honest with ourselves. So when we get into what happens after we die, a lot of us believe in heaven, a lot of us believe in hell. But I encourage you to be honest with yourself and create an honest dialogue with yourself. What is really true? What do you know to be true? Do you know you're going to go to heaven after you die? No, you do not. Do you know you're going to go to hell after you die? No, you do not. You believe it. So you have to separate belief and knowing. I know I'm sitting on a chair right now, but I believe I'm going to heaven. I don't know I'm going to heaven. I believe it. So the big purpose of this is just to create a clear reference so we can say what I really know, what I don't know, what I believe, and they're all separate. And it's important to keep them separate so you don't get confused. See, what happens is we confuse our beliefs with what we know, and we think we know something when in reality we only believe it. Why is this important? A lot of people will say, well, I might as well just believe in the Bible because if I'm wrong, nothing happens. But if I'm right, I get to go to heaven. I feel like you're lying to yourself. You need to be honest with yourself, because if you're not honest with yourself, you won't find the right answer when it comes anyway. So if I sit here and say, oh, I know what's going to happen after I die, when in reality I truly don't, then I might miss the answer if it comes that is a true answer. So we have to keep an honest dialogue with ourselves, okay? So philosophy. When I think of philosophy, I think of asking questions, questioning things. And when you question something, respect the answer. If you don't know, say you don't know. If you lie to yourself, you are going to make yourself unhappy down the road. So let's start with, why are we here? We don't know. Let's go to, what's the purpose of life? We don't know. Let's go to, what happens after we die? We don't know. So now that we can start there, let's throw some theories. Let's say, what if the purpose of life is to experience pleasure and pain? I think that is one of the best theories. When you look around you, what do you see? You see a world of opposites. You have hot, you have cold. You have up, you have down. You have black, you have white. let's all agree this is something we do know. We live in a world of opposites. That's something we can all agree on. Life, death, male, female. This is the world of opposites we live in. Now, one of the best things that's happened on this earth was the discovery of yin and yang. This gives so much clarity, okay? Now, why is there pain? Why is there suffering? Why is there the yin of life? Why is there the bad of life? Why do bad things happen? Yin and yang answers this the best, in my opinion. You can't have one opposite without the other. The only reason you know what white is because of its contrast to black. The only reason you know what up is in its relation to down. In other words, you can't have good without bad. They're two sides of the same coin. It's like a coin. One side is good, one side is bad. You can't get rid of the bad without getting rid of the whole coin. This is the world we live in. That is why bad things happen. It's because bad is the opposite side of good. They are one. You cannot have one without the other. When you understand this, the world starts to make so much more sense. It's a world of opposites. It's a world of contrasts. Don't hate the bad. Don't hate the black. Understand that you can't have good without the bad. You just can't. It's a concept. It has to click. Let it click for you. Let it click that you cannot have yin without yang. You cannot have black without white. You cannot have hot without cold. You cannot have God without the devil. You can't. It's a concept. You have to let it click. Let it click. Once it clicks, you will say, oh, you're right. You can't have good without bad. Just like you can't have heads without tails. They support each other. It's why you know what it is. So, my theory is, we probably came from a place like heaven where it was all good. But the problem with all good is, it's not that good because there's no contrast. You don't know the good without the bad. So I believe we came to this earth to experience the opposites. Because without experiencing pain, we can't experience higher pleasure. That's got to be the explanation. So what happens after we die is the same thing. Where we go is where we went before we were born. That's it for today's episode. I hope this helps. So we went over philosophy, means asking questions. Philo means the love of. Sophie means wisdom. So philosophy means the love of wisdom. It's being honest with ourselves. It's trying to understand the big questions of life. And I feel like this is what most religions are trying to do. So that's why I'm going to make this show every Sunday. And the purpose is to give comfort to people who are afraid of dying, people who are trying to find meaning to their life, people who are lost. This show is for you. This show is supposed to be a beacon for everybody to come and find peace and solace in what we truly do know, without lying to you, without lying to myself. Let's start fresh. Let's start building this foundation with authentic truthfulness. If we don't know something, we say we don't know, and we come back to it. And this is how we will build our house of understanding. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. The shows will continue to improve in quality as I continue to upload them. If you want to see the next episode, please subscribe, and I will see you next week. and have a blessed day. Goodbye.